Let's go ahead and clear the energies. Breathe in, breathe out. One more. Breathe in, breathe out. Hello, strong Scorpio placements, or those dealing with a Scorpio as a cross watchers. Welcome. If you're also just happen to coincidentally, right, stumble across this live stream or video, it is no coincidence. Welcome to Arcana Universe. This is going to be your energy forecast for July 2024. Remember, all of my readings are timeless, but know that you found it at the right time. And as a friendly reminder, this is a general reading, so only take what resonates. We do have cross watchers, so roles can be reversed, but you will know if this is your story. All right, so let's see what's happening here, okay? Oh, this is a pretty good energy, you know, if we're just to kind of start off the reading. I see here that in the upcoming month, in the month of July, and then feel free to check out your rest of June reading as well. That's already up. And there you can find that under your Scorpio playlist. I curated all of that in one place for easy access if you don't want to go searching for it on my platform. But I see here that, yeah, in July, you're going to be, spending a lot of time with family or those you consider family. And I see that, you're going to be very mindful about where you spend your energy, okay? So some of you, if you have been, known to be online a lot, scrolling, I'm getting, or adult sites, I'm getting that as well. Or if you've just been, if you are on like other social media platforms, etc., and that includes, dating websites and apps, what have you, I see that you're taking a break from it. It's almost like you're doing some sort of detox, is what I'm seeing here. And so, you are trying to be grateful for the time you have with your family. I see here, for me to say that, perhaps you're going away, like you're gonna go on vacation or something. Hello, Dr. Mona Awan. Hello, hello. So I see here, I'm doing great. I hope you're doing great as well. Welcome to the channel. All right, so I see here, you realize that the more time you spend online, there's some sort of, you're being stressed out. Okay, I see that you're being stressed out. All right, oh, that's good to hear. That's good. And so I see that you are just trying to be mindful about, who you're going to be giving your energy to is what I'm seeing here, okay? Uh, for those of you who are joining in, feel free to ask questions. This is technically not a private personal reading. This is for the collective, so I do try to want to include everybody. But if you feel like it may, benefit the collective, feel free to ask it and I may answer it. And also, I start out with like the general portion, and then going into it, I do what's called like my spinny spin, which is you kind of focus on your question and the energy and whatever messages pertaining to, a specific area in your life will be answered, okay? All right, for sure. I love the way you approach me with such respect. I love that. So, I appreciate it. And so I see here, like your future, your upcoming month ahead, I see that there is some sort of like fire within you. There's some sort of initiation that I'm feeling where you're going to be motivated to make some positive changes or momentum in your life. Some of you, it may be something that you have kind of like kept in the back burner. Um, Hello, Firebug. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I love like this. I definitely was drawn to this deck, and it's one of my favorite decks. So, because when I first started out, I always wanted to just stick with. Well, one, I wanted to get the uh, my first deck. I wanted to be the least traditional tarot deck looking thing because I was just like I grew up Christian and I was like, oh, is this, like, am I doing the right thing as a Christian? But then I figured like these are just a deck of cards, these are more of a tool, and I'm not doing anything wrong. So and then and then I had a phase where I was only into like the traditional Rider Waite deck, and because I felt very like connected to it when somebody gifted me their old deck, and then I saw these, and I just figured, I shouldn't just pigeonhole myself to just one type of deck. Like there's a reason why there are new decks out, and I felt really called to get this one, and I like the artwork on here as well, and so I decided to try it. Hello, Shane. Welcome. Mazzy, hello. Dr. Mona Wan says, as I jump into here, I feel a very positive vibe. Your way of talking is so calming. Thank you, thank you. Firebug says, exactly. They are a tool, and if you weren't meant to use it, then good wouldn't allow you the gift to do so. Right, exactly. Um, So let's go ahead and just continue on with the reading. For those of you who are new, welcome. Those of you who are returning viewers, welcome back. So I see here, yeah, in the future, there's going to be some level of action that you're going to be taking. It's almost like you're going to be taking the reins of your life back. Because I see that there's some, like in the past, you've been kind of going through some level of transformation. You've been, facing your inner demon, so to speak, of like what's holding you back, what is making you sad, what is making you filled with anxiety. And you're trying your best to kind of block yourself away from those negative and low vibrational energy so that you can kind of move forward with more clarity and grace is what I'm seeing here. All right, so anything else that wants to come up for the month of July? Yeah, like overall, I see you like really being in your power. Again, this action card of like, not letting life pass you by. Instead, you want to kind of like take it by your, within your hands and just go for it. And so I see a lot of time spent with people that you adore, that you hold really close to your heart. Some of you may have, younger family members or a lot of feminine energy that I'm picking up. They could be, your sisters, your girlfriends, your nieces, daughters, mothers. Like I'm getting strong feminine energy coming through, right? Okay. Phil, if you have any specific questions, feel free to ask it. And then if it's meant to come up or if I feel called to answer it, I will do so. But I definitely don't believe that, it's no coincidence that you are in this channel connecting with me at this time. So you will definitely hear what you need to hear, okay? There's going to be some level of clarity and clarification. Yeah. So this is great energy. Yeah, I definitely see you going to be, connecting with your higher self and or those that you want to connect with, like getting strong partnership and spiritual energy coming through. Okay, so now is the time for the spinny spin. So this is when, feel free, if it helps, feel free to, ask it in the comments or keep it in your mind and let's see, if it gets answered or I have a feeling it will though, okay? So in 3, 2, 1, self. Okay, so your higher self has, something that they want to say. Okay. Those of you who are joining in, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I will be doing Libra live streaming next, so if you want to join me on that, feel free to click on the notification bell so you're notified. All right. So what does your higher self want to say? Thank you, thank you. What the Scorpios or Scorpio cross watchers or those just who's joining in and who are curious, what do they need to know? So your higher self wants to say there is some sort of like, I don't want to say disappointment, okay, but there's something here in your energy that is not going the way you wanted. And it's almost like your higher self and your ego self, there's some sort of like conflict is what I'm seeing here. Just right off the bat, I am getting the intuitive energy of like someone here is now not happy. A firebug is like, oh wow, I didn't know this was Scorpio reading. I'm a Scorpio. I'm telling you, perfect timing, right? Never a moment too soon or too late. But I see here, yeah, I'm getting there's some level of dissatisfaction. Yeah, there's a lot of like chaos and upset that's coming in. Dr. Mona Awan says, you are so kind. I was so upset, but listening to you is so calming. My person is Scorpion. Oh, okay, cool. Glad to have you here. I'm so glad that I could help. Like that's why I'm here. Like I genuinely want to help and provide some sort of clarity because I do strongly believe that the truth will set you free. A lot of the reasons why, people have, certain feelings, like anxiety or depression or aggression, even, it's because there is something like either like some sort of truth was revealed or they feel like they're in the dark and they're getting anxious. So for me, I feel like, having this spiritual therapy in a sense, this special time to just kind of connect with your higher self is very helpful in just kind of tackling the energies and issues at hand so that you can come out of it more gracefully and you'll know exactly you'll be more confident in the actions that you take or don't take. All right. Oh, thank you, thank you. So I see here. Yeah, your higher self wants to say, so some of you, just the channel message that I'm getting is that, you guys are hoping for something solid, something committed. You're looking for somebody that you can kind of have something long term or monogamous with. However, the person or the energies that you've been dealing with, it's just like there's definitely some sort of uncertainty. They bring with them, a lot of drama, chaos, things that they do things that you don't like, or they just are talking to a lot of people, or I'm just getting like chaos of an energy here. And you're being very strict. I see here your higher self is saying, you've been very strict, you're cutting people out of your life. Some people don't even get second chances. It's just like you mess with me once, you cross me once, you're done, you're out. And so, your higher self is just like understands why you behave that way, because they like at the end of the day, you don't want to waste your time, you don't want to be hurt, and you just want to be surrounded by people that is grounded, means what they say, and do what they say as well. Right. So I see here, there's also, I'm getting somebody in your family. Okay, there's somebody, I'm getting strong family energy coming through. This is somebody that may be like a paternal energy, or like a brother or uncle, like strong masculine energy coming through. And this may be somebody that you've been butting heads with, is what I see here. Um, okay, what about that? But I feel like, I see that you guys don't necessarily see things the same way, but at the end of the day, you guys both care about each other and are saying things and doing things because you guys feel like it's the right way, whereas they think what they're doing is the right way. Yeah. But overall, I do sense love here. It's just that they care. They just don't speak your love language in a sense. Like they don't know how to speak to you, and vice versa. It's just like you kind of come with them more with like an intuitive knowing, and just kind of going with your guts. Whereas this person that you've been dealing with is just like more on the logical side. They may have strong air energy in their sun, moon, rising, or Venus is what I'm seeing here. And so I do sense that, perhaps there was some raising of voices or some sort of like cutting off of energy or like communication. But it was a little bit combative, is what I'm seeing here. Okay, so what else? Higher self, what do you want to say? So some of you may have been dealing with like I'm getting, there was an energy. Some of you may have been dealing with some sort of like strong earth sign, is what I'm seeing here. Somebody with like strong earth influence in their sun, moon, rising, or Venus, or they just may have this like boss type energy, provider type energy. And it almost felt like, you felt like this was going in the right direction, but this person took forever to make a decision or like take things to the next step with you. And it almost ended up feeling like, maybe this person is just looking for something short term, something casual. But you felt like your emotions and you felt played in a sense. And so uh, you were just like, no, I don't, that's not good enough for me. And so I see that that is a situation that you just kind of felt like you needed some healing from. You wanted to, like, you want to be in a connection, and you ultimately want to be in a connection where you can build with a person. But if they are just like pretending, like it's not going to work out, and it makes you sad and makes you upset. Oh wow. I'm reading your comments right now. Mazzy is like, he acted committed and he was just using me as a placeholder. You're right. Firebug says, when I got them to move out of my apartment. Yep, yeah. So it, like at face value, it really did seem like they wanted it all with you. They did. Like it felt like a commitment and stuff like that, but it was just like more of a codependent energy. Yeah. And so, what is this? Okay. So when it comes to, I'm getting like strong immaturity energy. So somebody was pretending to be mature, stable, and all of that, but at the end of the day, they were just immature. So I see that there is definitely separation when it comes to the physical. Like there's definitely a level of distance with you, whether that's literally physical in the physical or emotionally. I definitely see some sort of distance. They don't have access to you like they used to. And I see here your higher self wants to say, like, it's almost like this consoling energy where it's just like, I get it. Like, it sucks that you had to go through this due to somebody's immaturity. Just the fact that they didn't know how to treat people, treat you. And so I see that you've been doing a lot of healing through these wounds, feeling betrayed and taken advantage of. And you kind of feel like, you really thought this person was, worth it, was worth your while. But and that's what hurts you the most because you were invested emotionally, and it really did feel like they were they took you for granted, and you felt betrayed at the end, and you felt like they manipulated you. But I see here, your higher self is saying, you know, sta like hang in there. It's saying hang in there. There's going to be new opportunities that come about. Some of you, it even feels like you're going to be meeting somebody new, like through family or through work, something like that. Yeah, you're going to be meeting like a new energy, and this person is going to be, they may be a possible earth sign. They don't have to be, or they may just have this like very grounded, mature energy. But this person actually knows what they want. They're accomplished, they're successful. They are also like the leader type as well. So they may hold some sort of managerial position, or they may just be in the limelight. Like they have some sort of social media following, or they just have a reputation, is what I'm seeing here. And they're the type to be very fair. They'll pull their own weight, they'll be honest, and they'll try to be fair with you, is what I'm seeing here. Yeah. That's funny. Yeah, I don't think it's a Libra. I'm getting strong Earth energy, so Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus, and their Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. So I'm gonna go ahead and do one more spinny spin for you. So if you have any other questions in mind, think about them now. Kind of hone in on that energy, and perhaps it'll be answered. All right. Present. Yeah, that immaturity energy, right? Yeah. So present energies, what's going on? What do you need to know? What do you want confirmation on? Clarity on? What's the present energy? What is it? Okay, well, let's go ahead and clear the energy one more time. Okay, breathe in. Breathe out. Let's just ground ourselves again. One more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Present energies. Okay. Right. So I see here, overall, as mentioned earlier, like I got this energy before where I felt like you guys were connecting with like strong, best friends, girlfriends, guy friends, what have you. Like it's not gender specific, but I do sense like some sort of camaraderie or spending time with people that you hold very close. And that's just kind of like the direction you want to be in or the current energy that I see right now. You are, I don't want to say you're cutting yourself off from love, but you don't, you're tired of the BS. You're tired of all the conflict. Yeah. So I see here, you're dealing with like people that you can count on. Okay, right here is people you can count on, and they're helping you go through this heartbreak. They have almost become like a distraction, but not in an unhealthy way, but it's just like helping you to understand that there is a life after heartbreak, after the deceit, after the lies, after the cheating, what have you. But, I see here that currently you're trying to heal from the situation. I see some, sleepless nights, crying, feeling this injustice of, how things may have played out due to somebody's immaturity. You also feel like you have wasted your time, is what I'm seeing here. Some of you may have been dealing with like an air sign, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or somebody with that strong placement in their birth chart. But yeah, something about children, okay? Strong children energy is coming through. Yeah. So right now I feel like you're kind of in this like limbo phase. You're not really sure, you're not really seeing like great results. You're not seeing anything, happening overnight. This has been something that you've been working on, to kind of release yourself from and to see progression. I do see that you have been putting in some sort of work though, like, and largely it has to do with the fact that you've been purging. So, a lot of crying or just tears, like letting your heartbreak and pain go. And I see here, you've been doing this through closed doors. For majority of you, you're not letting other people see you in this pain, because you do want to uphold some sort of like strength. Like you wanna show people that I don't want to say you're emotionless, not that, but that you have control over your emotions and you don't want people to be like you're emotionally weak. And I don't consider, crying and letting things out and healing as emotionally weak, not at all. If anything, it shows me that you're being vulnerable enough to, kind of confront how you feel about the situation and trying to heal from it. So, all right. So I see just overall you're trying to move on past the situation. I clearly see that you've been wrong due to some level of third party energies. You've been trying to connect with family members or those who you consider like family. so that you don't have to be stuck in this stagnant, low place. You do want to emerge. I'm getting this imagery of like a plant kind of sprouting from the dirt. You're just trying to kind of move on, move past it. And you learned a valuable lesson. Okay, I see here that this was a huge experience and lesson that you're going to, take on for the rest of your life and even to the next life, so to speak. And I do sense you being conscious about what has happened, being aware of the circumstances, and healing from it. It's almost like it stops with you. You're not trying to pass this low, this on into the next generation. I see that you want to fix it here, you want to heal it from here. And that's kind of also like the advice coming through. So even though it may seem, right now you can only see clouds in the dark, the sun will come back and shine again, and rainbows and butterflies, like all that good stuff. There's an ebb and flow to, life, and I see here, the next time. I'm not here to say, this will never happen again. You're never going to be. It is possible that it is going to happen. However, this time around, you're building up a thicker skin. You are realizing how to detect. You're going to be you're going to be quite skilled at detecting, lies and deceits and people users, like, very well, going into the future, due to this experience. Yeah. Dr. Mona Awan says, I am a psychologist with a strong personality, but he makes me so depressed and broken. Yeah. And so, okay, so let's go ahead. What's the additional advice? Any advice or any last messages coming through? Okay. So I see here, some of you took like a financial fall from this connection. It didn't just affect you emotionally, like, so that's why I got like lying, cheating, and stealing. Like, it's like they took your resources as well. And I see here you're the type to be, you can be very generous with those that you love, especially with those you felt like were your equals. You felt like, they had money too, perhaps, or like, but at the end of the day, I'm getting strong facade energy. Like, they were pretending to be somebody they're not, and they were moving slow for a reason. It was almost as if they were trying to buy time. And so, now that you put your back against them, you created some level of distance between the two of you, you are healing from the situation and cutting people that you no longer is going to be beneficial to your life. And so, you're working very hard at not trying to be strong. You're trying very hard to be strong, and not let this person affect you as much as they did in the past. Okay. Yeah, I see a lot of healing, and the recommendation is we have to try our best to transmute the negativity into seeing things in this perspective that these hardships and challenges has now made you stronger, and that you are going to try your best to lead with example of actually how they should treat other human beings, is what I'm seeing here. Okay. I feel called to do one more spinny spin for you guys. Okay. So feel free to, if you have any Anything else that you want to touch up on? Now is the time to kind of hold that in your mind space. And let's see what is going to be answered. All right. Advice. Okay, so some of you are looking for advice. Let's see advice coming through for my viewers at this time. Oh. Oh, I saw that. What is this? Okay. All right. So I noticed that, so Dr. Mona once said, I work hard for his business, for him, even lose own identity, and now when he is financially stable, he serve others with money, love, and care. Okay, I'm gonna touch up on that because that's we need to talk about that because it sucks when, you know, when they were with you, they treated you poorly, and then after, you know, you've uplifted them and they got whatever they needed from you, they go on and treat others who may not even deserve it with that kind of love and care, okay? So I'm going to touch up on that and kind of explain why they do that, okay? All right. Okay, we're gonna take this one. I'm gonna take this, don't wanna see the other one, there you go. So why do they do that? Why do they use and then, you know, make you feel loved, and then they take whatever they need and they, you know, it feels very unfair, right? Okay, so here is what's happening, why they are doing that, okay? So the reason why they do that is because they know they effed up. They know how they treated you, they were in the wrong, and it's almost their way of making up for what they did. However, what sucks, you know, if you're listening and you're resonating with this, is what sucks is that you feel like they should be doing, you know, they should be giving and reciprocating back to you as almost like a way of like thanking you and trying to go back and do the right thing. Instead, I see that they're pouring their energy into a third party, and that could be a person, place, or thing. You know, it's not you, it's something else. And so I see here that the reason why they are pouring to others is because with them, they don't have this like they know they messed up with you, but with others, they feel like, well, they never seen me in a bad light. Okay, so you have uncovered their truth. You have revealed their true identity. And so it's like when somebody knows that, when you've been caught and somebody knows that, you know, they are a bad person, you know, we'll use that label to describe the situation. It's difficult for them to it's easier on their ego to just continue playing the part instead of, so if they truly learn from the situation, and if they're truly sorry, and if they're truly trying to make it right with you, they would pour that energy back to you. But because they haven't learned, they're pouring it to others. They are avoiding their responsibilities and the situation and trying to impress somebody who's not even going to be there. It's so short term. It's like Instagram, for example. Like you have, perfectly loving person at home or what have you, who actually cares about you, who actually helps them in their success, etc. But they're out there trying to impress strangers for likes. It's that kind of energy. And so, I don't want to just blame it on, our society these days, or, what our community has become in that aspect, due to the fact that, it is possible for it's very, it feeds the ego. And if they're not mature enough to see outside of that, they're going to be sucked into that and kind of continue on with this endless cycle. And so, you know, experiencing this, we've learned a valuable lesson that our reward is that we have let go, and the places and things and the people that is in low vibration and that is not meant to receive our love and attention and energy, they'll take themselves out. The trash always takes themselves out. They will, because their ego can't handle being outshined by you, okay? And whereas you know, the silver lining here, on top of you, letting go of people that doesn't serve for your highest good, doesn't have your best interest, they only think and care about themselves. You have also gained, you are elevating, you are moving up in a higher vibration. And if anything, you've become this more intuitive person who is almost like very zen and very calm. Like you're moving towards this energy of not letting chaos bring you down. And so you're holding on to this very strong vibration of, a higher and lighter vibration is what I'm seeing here. So the advice coming through is that you don't want, your ego says that you want them to make it right. You want them to pour the love back to you. But that's the ego speaking. Your higher self, the universe, I get hiccups when I channel, by the way. But the universe is trying to help you see in this perspective that you do not want this kind of love. This is fake. This is mirrors, smoke and mirrors. This person is wearing a mask, pretending to be something they're not. So if you see, if they act happy on social media, if they make it seem like, they're happier somewhere else, it's a facade. They're not. They're just trying to make you jealous. Yeah, and so the universe's advice is that you don't, you wouldn't want them. Like their energy is toxic for you. Like they don't belong. Like I'm getting this imagery of like peas in a pod, right? Like they're the bad pea that needs to be kicked off. Like they don't even belong here. If they're a rock in your pea pod, they're a rock. They don't belong there. And so they may have colored themselves green. They may have tried to smooth their surface, like, and all of that. but they're still a rock at the end of the day. And so they didn't really belong with you. You were, you were generously trying and lovingly trying to include them because you can tell they really wanted to be like a pea, but no, you don't want them for you don't want them. And your higher self is trying to say, like, the longer you hold on to this energy is only going to bring you down. And the last thing we want is for you to become jaded and not be open to love elsewhere, okay? Yeah, so, well, any other advice? So some of you are wondering, okay, some of you are wondering, like, are they ever going to make a decision? Are they ever going to do what's right? And I see here, like, even if they do apologize or anything like that, they try to make things right. It's for a show. Like, they don't mean it. It's for them. For some of us, it's like what we say is it really means a lot. Like, we don't say things we don't mean, but some people, they don't have that integrity. They don't. And they may just say it just to be like, oh, like, I'm sorry, are you over it now? Like, that kind of energy. Yeah, they won't mean it. And so, and I see here they've done this before. It's not the first time. It's not the first rodeo. I see that you've forgiven them in the past. This isn't like you gave them multiple chances because you really cared and you were invested in this connection. But their energy is they're just swinging, literally, like this image here. They're just literally swinging back and forth, upside down, not willing to see things in your perspective, not willing to make a decision right away. But I will say this, they are surprised how much you love them. Okay, they are surprised because considering how bad they treated you and you still stuck around, they feel like they're hot shit. They're like, oh my gosh, this person really must like me. I must be hot shit. Like, but they don't, it's like how egotistical is that for them to think that way, right? And for them, this is new to them. Like, they don't come across your kind of love, affection, generosity often. They don't. And so when they received it, of course they were going to try to hold on to it as long as they can because it fed their ego. And but they also kept it was as if I'm getting this imagery of a carrot dangling in front of a horse. Like speaking of horse too, like they were literally dangling a carrot, feeding you fantasies, trying to buy themselves time as to how long they can milk this. And I know this is, I totally get it. Like, hearing that doesn't feel good, but I feel like I needed to say that just to let you know that what you're going through, it's you're going through it. Like, this isn't a joke, this isn't a lie. It sucks that you had to go through something terrible like that. Yeah. And so yeah. Remember these two cards from earlier? Things are going to get better. It's almost like, so the karma that you experience from this, even though they did all these bad things to you, but you still carry some sort of light, okay? Yeah, so you're still carrying some sort of light, even though, yeah, so the energies are coming through very strongly. And this is like a Pisces card too, you know? Um, Yeah. So I see here, yes, there was injustice, and some of you are really hoping for some level of karmic justice. And it's not necessarily coming from a bad place. You know, you clearly love this person to give them so much chances. You try to help them through the thick and thin, give them every benefit of the doubt that no. I see some of you even stood up for this person, you know? Some of you may have had family members or people who you consider very close to you say stuff like, you know, why are you with this person? Like, and but you would, you know, give them the benefit of the doubt, like you can see that they're trying, or like, and you, and not to say like even them, you were so convincing with your positivity and love, and how much they were happy to be given and shown your love, that they were even at one point willing to see, you know, like, okay, maybe I should do what this person says. But at the end of the day, ego got in the way. They felt like they felt like if they can get somebody like you, they can get somebody similar from somebody else. So I'm getting strong, like they thought the grass was greener on the other side, that kind of energy. Like their ego got to their head and they started feeling like, oh, if somebody's so great, somebody like you is going to pour all of their energy and heart and emotions into me, like what else can I get? And that's terrible, you know? And that's when, you know, the karmic justice, this rebalancing is here. That's one of the main reasons why your higher self, God, the universe, all that is good and fair, took this person out of your life. They revealed to you their true colors so that it is going to be very difficult for you to go back to them. Because at the end of the day, you do have standards. At the end of the day, you're going to have self respect and self love so that you're not, yes, you can give chances, but at the end of the day, you can only give so many chances before you realize, okay, this person is not learning. This person is not being true to themselves. They're continuing with this behavior. So and one of those things where you're like, no, I put my foot down, is when they bring third party energies into the mix. Because if they are, you know, spending time with them, their energy, you know, and all of that, you're in a sense sharing the third party's energy in your energy. And so it's just like, that's not what you signed up for. That's not what you signed up for. And so the universe is like, no, we're coming in. We're going to reveal to you some truths. We're gonna have you have this tower moment of breaking apart your foundations that were laid upon unstable foundations. Right. And so, you know, please, like, 'cause I know it may be difficult, you know, it's tough. It's definitely tough when you pour genuine love and care and affection towards somebody that may not have deserved it, but you felt like your love can change this person for the better so that they can shed their ego and be back to their original vibration before, you know, all of these like ancestral trauma and their environment, their personality, who they surround themselves with, and ego. Before all of that got into the picture and to the mix, you felt like your light can shine bright enough that they'll break out of it, that they'll break out of this trance of trying so hard to impress others while hiding their true self. And so the universe is just like, you've gained a very strong lesson, strong experience that you wouldn't have been able to gain all on your own without having hands-on first experience, you know, first person experience. And so just know that this experience has enlightened you, You are more knowledgeable now. You have gained valuable insights and skills, and almost like a shield as well, to protect yourself when needed. And now you can pass this knowledge on to others as well. Like if somebody is going through similar things, if you are witnessing, a loved one, even younger loved ones, like who are just starting to date, you know, they're perhaps maybe in their teens now or about to start dating. Like you can now pass on this knowledge and help protect them as well, so they don't have to deal with that, because you went through it. You went through it for them. And if they're smart enough, they'll learn from your mistakes instead of, some people, they won't learn from just reading, listening. They may even really need to have this first person experience. But you can at least do your part and help and try to give wise words of wisdom, and it's up to them, their free will, to take it and utilize it if they want to. Right. Yeah, and I understand Mazzy talked about how, it can be very embarrassing to talk about this. Um, yeah, and I love, that's why I feel like, tarot and spiritual, therapy, advising, especially if you're connecting with somebody that's been through it, that's been there, and is able to, channel the right messages, and also tap into your energy as well. It can be such a healing experience, It can be such a, because, like, yeah, it helps. It definitely helps. And I'm so glad that I can be that, person for you guys. Because especially, Scorpios, or if you have strong Scorpio in your chart, it doesn't honestly matter, what your astrological placements are per se. But, this isn't, it can be difficult because I see here, the energy I'm picking up is that you're not stupid. You're not dumb. You're actually very, very much the opposite. You're intelligent, you're smart, you know what you want, you go after things you want, you try to do the right thing, and not only that, you try to help others along the way. And you giving them, these people that may not deserve it, you giving them the opportunity, that doesn't mean you're stupid. That doesn't mean anything less. It means you wanted to help. And I don't think there's anything wrong with helping. And it seems to me like you your higher self, the universe, really caught this before it progressed further, is what I'm seeing here. It caught it right before. Like everything is meant, like timeline wise, perfect. Like you endured it enough so that it impacts you in a certain way, and then now you're healing, and so it's like perfect timing. Yeah, thank you so much. Like I'm glad that we were able to connect. I'm glad that you clicked on this video as well. um yeah, so any final advice? Any final advice? Love it. Sword of truth. I love it. This truth will set you free. So I see here the final advice is you are going to continue on with your spiritual journey. Okay, I don't see that it hasn't stopped here. And you are going to be coming across people that is going to remind you of this people in the past. Okay, they're going to come up, because we live in this world where not everybody is spiritually healed. You know, they haven't ended the cycle, and they're just going to repeat whatever they know. And so I see that by you, you're going to be developing spiritually. You're going to not only get stronger, you're going to be more knowledgeable to the point where you're going to be able to help others, is what I see here. And remember, always remember, the truth will set you free. So for those of you, I know maybe in the small little speck of your mind, at one point there may have been a possibility where it's like, oh, I wish this never happened or what have you. But I think we all know deep down inside, no, like we're grateful that this happened, that the universe made sure that somebody, like that's very like leechy, toxic, is fake, that they're ultimately out of your life because the truth has been revealed. Okay. Yeah. And so, I see here, you know, okay, I'm going to say this because I see Dr. Mona Owen's message text saying, but still don't want anything bad for him. I always wish best for him, with or without me. I love that. Like, that's great. But now you need to be there for yourself. Like, kind of, it's almost like pretend that, you met a new person and they're you, right? They're you. Pretend, like, kind of put yourself out of your own body and then place it on some, like, an energy, okay? So you met this person, it's you. And spoiler alert, it's you. And so now you're going to have to fight for yourself. If your friend that has a great heart, has been through a lot, but is still, it's okay to, be like, I don't want anything bad for them. I want, I still care about them, with or without me. Like, that's great. But you don't want to, it's just like you say it and then now you got to let it go. It's almost like that floating lantern. You light it and then you have to just let it go, is what I'm seeing here. Because if you hold on to that, that's the advice coming through, is that if you hold on to that energy, being nostalgic and just being like, oh, I hope he's doing well, like, I hope, things are going well for him. It's just like, put that energy to yourself now, okay? You already wished that once for him to, be good. That's enough. That's sufficient. You don't have to do it over and over again. And I understand that sometimes doing that, being selfless and stuff like that, it's almost, it can feel like it's helping you in a sense too, by being like, no, like, I'm trying to heal, like, I still want the best for him, like, I'm grateful, like, that's good, but you need to learn to let it go now. You need to let it go. You can't walk in through a new door by still having the foot in another door. And so the universe is really encouraging you to fight for yourself. Put yourself out there, and make sure to check in with yourself more, is the recommendation. And I see here, there's some of the things that you've been wanting to do that you haven't been doing because you are so focused on making their wishes come true, their success into reality. I see here that you are going to need to pour your energy back to yourself and go after your dreams, is what I see here. Oh, thank you, Mazzy. They said, your voice is so calming and relaxing. Oh, thank you. Thank you. And yeah, anything else? Any final messages? Some of you are going to need to take some time off, like even if it's like a staycation over the weekend or on your time off, what have you, kind of retreating, going into nature. If you have some sort of like body of water, whether that's the ocean, lake, pond, river, what have you, even a swimming pool, that counts. But I feel like water, you're connected to, yeah, even like a bath, some sort of like just being in water, kind of, it's almost like detoxing. It's so funny, this things keep moving. But it's going to help because, I see that you're very in tune with your intuitive side as well. And so, water is going to help you filter out, purify, and help you heal as well. So that's going to be it's like the advice coming through. And just breathing, doing some breathing exercising out in nature, making sure you really enrich your lungs with oxygen and really vibing, just even if it means going out to the park or in your backyard or what have you, looking at trees, like all of that, cloud gazing, all of that is going to be helpful because we are earthlings, we our bodies from earth, and it's one of our ways of letting go of all the toxicity that we have built up. Okay. Just remember, okay, so just remember who you are dealing with is manipulative as hell. Okay? If they keep putting you in third party energies, it's not, they're still doing it. They're not learning. They're not doing what they're saying. So just try to remember their actions speak louder than words. So they can tell you all the pretty little things that you may want to hear or sounds right, but at the end of the day, their actions will speak louder than words, okay? So that's what I have for you. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will catch you guys on the next one. I will likely do the Libra live streaming next. I may take a little break and then get back to it. But either way, I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you so much. Bye.